Success with Dawn Nicole and
Demario.
You guys, happy Wednesday.
It's Wednesday already.
I know. It does. The week is flying by because we've had a lot of work. If you're like us, you've been busy. And we are going to give some time for our viewers to join. So good morning, you guys. Come on in. We have an amazing show today. And babe, what's the theme of today's show?
See, you know, that's the long sentence today, and you trying to make me remember.
I'm sorry. I know you need more of your tea and coffee.
Get more.
Good morning, Peter.
More substance in me.
And you. All right.
Yes.
Well, it's called What Happened Before You Came Doesn't Matter If You Don't Show Up to Tell the Story. Welcome. Come on in, you guys. Good morning. Welcome to Good Morning Success. This show is daily inspiration for the driven.
Yes, it is.
And honey, who is the driven? Just in case anyone was curious, is this show for me?
The driven is anyone who wants to be above average.
Okay. Above average, above and beyond, right?
Yes, above average. Because, you know, let's face it, you can't be driven if you don't want to be anything.
Exactly. And wait, what we got to do? Our cheers. We got to. What do we have in our cup today? We have tea, but mine is peppermint tea, right, with some lemon. What do you have going on, baby?
Got peppermint tea as well.
Peppermint tea, hunty. All right. Good morning, Erica. Good morning, Peter. So first things first, so we are waiting for you guys to join. Good morning, Terry. What is on your agenda? So what we normally do at our show is this is a group thing. We are not just the show, but together we make this show. So we love to start off asking you all, what do you have on your agenda today? What are your top 3 goals that you're looking to get accomplished? And then we also talk about what we have on our agenda. So we're going to ask you all to share what's on your to-do list. Kat, good morning. I know one of the things that's on your to-do list is the same that's on my to-do list. Kat, I'm just going to segue into this. Kat is a veteran transition coach, and she specializes in helping veterans thrive in 30 days. And so she is preparing to do some speaking and some wonderful workshops to build brand awareness. And I'm going to be reviewing Kat's speaking points today, and I'm really excited about that because Kat is just the bomb. Terry, what do you have on your agenda? Peter says he needs a word, 007. What's the word for today?
The word for today is money.
Say it again, baby.
Money.
And that can be purchased at what'syourSecretSauce.com for 99 cents as a ringtone.
Yes, absolutely. That would be a beautiful ringtone. Could you imagine you have that connected to your clients and your phone ring says money? You're like, hello.
You would look so official,
I'm serious, man. You would smile so hard because you know people can hear your smile through the phone.
Oh gosh.
So if your ringtone said money, I'm pretty sure you'll be smiling every time you answer the phone.
Absolutely. So Peter, what is on your agenda today? Terry, what's on yours? While you guys talk about that, honey, I will start and turn it over to you. What do we have on? By the way, you look so good in that cranberry red. Has anyone told you?
You looking like pretty woman.
Walking down the street.
That lady knows she be looking good, don't she? She be looking good.
You just stop it. Okay, say it again.
She be looking good.
All right.
But yes, what's on our agenda? Well, y'all already know what I'm going to say.
Here we go. Are you going to say the DI clearance again?
Yeah, it's been a DI clearance week. It's like some very deep thought
provoking.
Yeah, I couldn't even get it out. It's so deep, I didn't even know if the word was on the clearance sheet. But it's some very serious, deep stuff on the back end of clients, their digital infrastructures. Because you know we're doing a lot of deep diving into our clients this week.
Yes, this is
building up,
week.
Standing up. Digital investigation, strategic planning.
I'm gonna get ready to relax. I'm gonna take off my heels. Nobody can see it, and I'm just chilling right here.
That's a nice little foot thing.
It is. You can just set your feet here.
Y'all can't see nothing that we got going on.
Luckily, my toes are done, so no worries. Terry says he's working on his homework. So Terry, I'm gonna talk about it just a little bit. Terry has crafted an amazing leadership program for new and emerging leaders. It's called Alpha Success. Alpha Success is really reshifting the mindset so that these leaders don't come out thinking like managers, but they are aspiring and they are, operating in excellence. Terry has 5 foundational alphabets. Isn't that so cute? Alphabets based on Alpha Success. And these alphabets are directives and principles for the Alpha Success Foundation. So Terry's working on some homework on his side with that. We're doing our part for Terry. And there are so many amazing businesses and programs being developed right now that I'm just so excited about it.
I just thought about it. Terry, you might want to look into, I'm going to step into the strategic side.
The strategic. But you need a DI clearance to step over here.
I created the DI.
Okay, go ahead.
But Terry, you might want to look into getting a snack endorsement.
Ooh, what do you mean, honey?
Alphabets.
Okay.
Could you imagine energy? Well, some type of energy something.
Protein.
Yeah, just could you imagine if I was feeling kind of sluggish in the office today, and I messed around and took my alphabet.
But babe, you can't tell. Let me tell you what's wrong with telling Terry that right now.
Woo!
Terry is so driven that he's gonna probably stop and be like, "I'm going to do that. I'm going to work on."
What?
Terry, that's 2018. Let's focus on the growth plan we have right now.
It's like,
and then that's
I am a better man because I have taken my alphabet
and the vitamins. Oh, Terry,
that
copyright, trademark. Hurry up, hashtag it. But Terry, not yet. Okay, we got to finish the scope of work for this year.
Interesting.
See what you did?
I'm telling
Terry
you.
is not Terry will go
that.
do it.
Because every time you say it sounds empowering. So, when you said alphabet. It's like something I should be taking with that. It's like, yo.
Terry's already with it. See what I'm saying?
That sounds like something that give me a boost of energy. I go into the corporate room. I got the commercial already, Terry. I see it in my head. Okay.
But it's cool because that's 2018, Terry. Let's implement what we have. Stand up this model, and then we can turn around and show our worthiness and leverage the success you've had this year in order to get you the deal for the endorsement deal. Iwana, where you been, sister girl? You guys, Iwana is an amazing hairstylist. Iwana, drop a note on your business with what you do. She doesn't do it just like any other hairstylist. She actually cares about the person's skin, the person's condition. Like, she takes care of the soul, the mind, body, and the soul when you come to her salon. It's not just fabulous hair. So Iwana, it's so good to see you. She's such a beautiful person. I love working with Iwana.
Jerry!
See
Jerry!
What I'm saying?
What's up, Jerry? How you doing? Y'all don't know Jerry. Jerry is out in the marketplace strong every day, putting out those pencil tips. Y'all don't even understand.
Did you say pencil tips?
Pencil tips, because he's giving.
Y'all need to coin pencil points. Pencil points. Pencil points are like business points, but you can use the analogy of I'm just saying. That's
Jerry, you'll find this funny that the other day I spent my time watching a quick documentary on how wood was turned into paper.
Wow.
It was very interesting.
Wow.
How they took a tree and turned it into paper. I'm down like that.
Yes. And Peter, real quick, and I'm shouting out our regulars. First of all, we appreciate you all so much for being loyal and faithful. Please share this. Tag someone. We have a very, very deep point. I know they're like, she always says that. But today, the theme of today's show is what happened before you came. Doesn't matter if you don't show up to tell the story. This is so deep. And so this is going to be that show that you want to, some shows change your mind. This is a life-changing thing today. So tag someone, share with someone. Those who are already sharing, thank you so much. You can find us on goodmorningsuccesstv.com. We have, 23 episodes with today's?
Yes, we're on episode 23. Woo-hoo! You've been rocking with us 23 days and 23. Counting.
Hold on, I got
and we've been connecting, we've been busting up to that 300-400 views per show.
Sometimes 500.
That is great.
Yeah.
That is great, and that's because of you, because we can't watch ourselves.
Yes. I want to say this, honey, because remember we watched an episode back yesterday, and we were in the camera like this. And when y'all see that, we're not having like a clone moment. We're actually reading the words on the screen. But when you go to look at it back,
but it does look funny when one person is talking, the other person sitting there like
peering in. This cat is creepy.
It's like, I felt like clones or reptilians, but I know that's
what we're doing.
But at least when I read, I try to smile now.
But I wanted to shout out Jerry, and hi Jerry, shout you out too. But I wanted to real quick tell y'all about Peter. Peter has an amazing vision. If you don't know Peter Proctor Jr., connect with him. He's down here in Huntsville, Alabama, making some amazing things happen. Peter, if you know someone who is a creative arts lover, connoisseur, mogul, anything creative arts, if it's dance, if it's visual arts, if it's theater arts, connect with Peter. They have a strong movement. We are excited to be a part of that growth in Huntsville, Alabama. Woo! So shouting you out, Peter. And thank you so much for always sharing. There's got to be an award for people who share and help and contribute to the growth of this show. We're going to have to come up with something. Speaking of which, babe, can you talk about the mug program real quick? The business branding?
The mug program. As you know, we always have something in our cups every morning.
Yes.
But wouldn't it be nice to have something on our cups,
Sam,
which is
brother.
your...
I'm sorry. My brother, he's in Kuwait. Oh, go ahead. Good morning, Sam. I know it's probably late.
I guess he couldn't wait.
You're so silly. That was good, though.
But if you have a mug, it would be nice to have your business on our mug as we talk to the public about you, your successes, as well as everything else that's going on. So you can send us your mugs. You need more information, hit us up in the comments, or go on to whatchoursecretsauce.com and take it from there.
Yes, and our address is on there. But like you said, send us the mug and we'll
send us
talk
the
about
mug.
your business.
Send us a sticker. Send us a t-shirt. I could use another polos only. But, you know, send a shirt. Y'all know, get creative.
Good morning, folks.
I don't know, you know,
Sam, what you doing up late? I know that Kuwait, babe, you know, no one respects the fact that when we're doing the show, we get phone calls. We got to put that thing on airplane mode because we get all kind of notifications. Yeah, what time is it in Kuwait? Sam, what time is it where you are, my brother? I know it's got to be late, so thank you so much for joining your sister.
You might have got off work. You know, they be working around the clock.
Yeah.
But I tell you what. It's something else going on in the world. Well, what you got?
Oh, go ahead. Well, I was going to ask a question, but go ahead with world topics, and then I'll ask the question.
What you want to ask?
Well, I wanted to ask people, when you guys, it's going to be a long subject, honey. I wanted to ask you guys, do you see the need to reintroduce yourself to old people? And what I'm saying is, let's say that you're recently married, or you're in a new role, or you're just in a new place in your life, but you got the same old people with the same old energy that's coming to you, doing things the way y'all used to do it, the shucking and jiving, the joking, the same jokes. And even though that's who you used to be, do you see it important to reintroduce the new you, or to let them call you by the old name? And you know where I'm going with this. When I say call you by the old name, why I'm asking this question is because a lot of us will grow. And I'm not saying get brand new, so don't misunderstand me. But some of the things we used to accept in the past, the jokes, the things, the flirt, whatever it is, now that you're in a new situation that you're serious about, that you're committed to, I found if you don't retrain people on how to treat you, right, and do that, or reintroduce yourself, that people will still try to call you by the old name. And I gave you the story of a friend of mine whose name was, I'm gonna have to make a fake name because I don't want to but her old name was something like Erica, right? That was her old name, and everyone knew her as Erica. And as Erica, we cut up. We had some fun, some good times. And then she left the group for a while, and she found a higher level of consciousness, and she started to study and find herself, and she just wanted to grow emotionally and mentally and all that. So when she came back to the group, I remember she reintroduced herself as, let's just say, Essence, okay? And so a couple people laughed like, get a load of this. Erica's now, what? I'm calling her Erica, right? How many people do that, right? Well, I'm still calling her Erica. She's Erica to me, right? Don't we all do that? She's still Erica to me. And so I remember that when people would approach her, people would say, hey, Erica. And she would stop and she would say, I'm Essence. And some people would laugh like, girl, you crazy, right? you know, we don't do right. But some people would be like, you're just crazy. You always be Erica. But she was trying to reintroduce the new version, the new and improved version of her. I guess that is brand new. That's what you mean by brand new. And she basically said, if you want to have a conversation, you will respect my authority. Well, that sounds real harsh, but you will respect the fact that I'm in a new place. Erica is dead, gone. I'm done with that. I am operating in a spirit of essence. I'm someone new. I'm someone who has grown. I want new experience. I'm around new people. I know new things. Respect me in my newness. And it was one of those things where either you got it and so you were able to continue to deal with her, or you didn't get it. So my question to you all is, how do you feel about reintroducing the new you? Is that something that's necessary, or do you just operate in your newness and let people figure it out? So would love to hear your comments. And so that's all I wanted to ask, was since you and I was talking about that yesterday. So what do y'all think about that? Let us know. And then you had some world news for us before we jump into our theme.
Oh, well.
Wow, did I just make, because I see the classroom in your head just somewhere else.
Yeah, you just took me all off. It's not world news, it's informational news today.
Okay.
Well, it might be world news, just depends on how you look at it.
Peter
Yes, I know, because they're going to answer the question now, because all of us are probably thinking about the question.
Yeah, well, let them answer the question, honey. You can.
But anyway, while you are battling that inside your mind, and while many of you are spending your time maybe watching the NBA stuff, what's going on in basketball, there's another battle that's going on, and it seems like it's like a sports game that's going on outside your country right now.
What?
Do you know that
I'm sorry, go ahead. I wasn't even saying nothing.
Do you know that your money is in a battle right now against all the other currencies of the other countries? Do you know that the U.S. dollar keeps fluctuating as it tries to compete against the yen and the euro and everything else? As of today, the dollar is now up, I think, about 6%,
Really?
which is the highest it has been since 2014. You say, what does that mean to you?
I was just going to play devil's advocate.
Yes. Well, what does it mean to you? If the dollar drops in value, because if you remember a couple of years ago, it was something in the BRICS news about the dollar being valued at 30 cents when it's in comparison to everything else. Understand this. If your dollar, that paper note that comes from the Federal Reserve, that's not owned by anybody, but anyway, that comes from the Federal Reserve, if that dollar loses value, so will everything that you have purchased with that dollar in your lifestyle. So understand how deep it is on why the dollar is actually facing a battle right now. And if you really want to read this story, I need you to go to Market Watch. Can y'all see that?
No, the light is hitting it.
You need to go to Market Watch and start watching what's going on outside of the country versus what's in the country, because it's like a fight. Every day they're saying, okay, how the dollar is standing up against everything else. So you need to check that out.
But if I may, babe, I think that is such a deep conversation. I think with people, especially, I'll just say people.
Shout out to Terry for that, yes.
Yes, shout out to Terry, shout out to Kat, and shout out to Peter. Peter said he's loving the conversation about the dollar. But let me say this, with most people, there are a lot of people operating like there's nothing wrong. So you really have to paint the picture, even with your conversation. We have to really go deeper and say to them, so what that means to you, and you just said it, is that everything you purchase, I guess, with the dollar has a loss of value, or is
yes.
But why should they be concerned about going deeper? Because some people, I remembered, I'm just saying this, I used to invest in gold. You knew about that through a program, and I call myself trying to diversify my currency, right? So there was gold, silver, and all this kind of stuff, and trying to get people to understand, even when you said to them, the dollar loses value, the US dollar loses value, there are some countries that don't even, frankly, want to continue to accept it in currency exchange. And so when I had these conversations with people, they were like, look, as long as I can buy bread and buy some shoes, I'm cool. So you almost have to paint the picture. What's going to happen in the future if you don't, if you don't see about this? What happens if one day your dollar is not acceptable anywhere?
Well,
things like that. So that's the kind of...
That's deep, but you got to look, I'm going to break it down to a very simplified way. Mm-hmm. You work. You get paid $20 an hour. Mm-hmm. Now that dollar is worth 30 cents.
Say it again, babe. Wait a minute. Wait, somebody just woke up. Somebody just tuned in. Say it again.
You work. And you get paid $20 an hour. Now the value of that dollar is only worth 30 cents. That's how deep it can go. And it's a big thing. And if you remember a couple of years ago, China dumped, I think it was 9 million or 9 billion US dollars. They just dumped it like, we don't need this. It's worthless to us.
Right.
Because they wanted their, you know, that yin to jump up there. And now the yin is like fighting the dollar like this. The dollar is in the boxing ring trying to hold its value. But I'm going to tell you a deeper side on that.
And then we're going to get into the theme of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go ahead, babe.
That's right, Terry. It's about the buying power. But I tell you what, I'm going to just throw this one out.
Okay.
Everything is moving to something that you need a DI clearance for.
Oh my gosh. What?
Because guess what dollar that will never lose value?
What?
The digital dollar. That's why PayPal, Apple Pay, and all of that stuff is hitting you in your face.
Yeah.
A digital process of money on how we buy from each other does not have the same value.
Oh, look at your...
As...
Can y'all see this? Look, he updated his screensaver. Okay, I'm sorry. I just, because last time you had up your phone and I was all in my feelings about this new phone not having the right picture on it. But hi, so anyway, that was so deep. I hope you took a note. Oh, Terry says I have a G14 clearance.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Terry should have. Because he's a S1.
What? We have no idea. Us civilians.
Terry, I'm with you on that. Terry, I'm with you because Terry, you know, in the military, Terry, he was in that side of the game. He was handling that currency.
Okay.
I got you.
Yeah, let's cheers. Thank you for dropping
that's right up. Terry, let's talk about it.
All right, so listen, we're going to get into today's theme. And did we talk about what's on our agenda? We can talk about that later. What happened before you came?
We did talk about it.
We did?
Yeah, just for a brief. We just said we were doing some client stuff. It's good. Okay,
what happened before you came doesn't matter if you don't show up to tell the story. Uh-oh, be careful. Dawn is not clear. Terry?
She got an honorary membership.
Budget.
She got an honorary membership. You know, we talked about it yesterday, so she's working on her face recognition now with our next level.
Let me tell you something. Terry, I have some ways to get it cleared. Let's just say that. All right.
I see, that's
no, they don't even know what I was saying.
That's strictly unfair.
No, they don't even know.
You can't even be saying
stuff like that. Okay, fine. So you guys, this is a great time to share the video, tag somebody, get pen and paper out. You know that even though this is a loosely based show, we try to have a theme to give you something to look forward to. So I really, really want to talk about this because this is always in my heart, and this is something that I train on at a lot of our workshops and seminars.
You gonna tell the party story?
Yes. So
I like the party story.
You like the party story?
I like the party story.
Okay.
It sets up very well.
It sets it up. So a lot of us have been on a journey. We've been on a journey for some time, whether it's with our business, whether it's with our vision, and we constantly second guess and question ourselves on this journey. And so what happens is that we go through all kind of obstacles. We go through challenges. We're told no. We run across people who don't see the vision. We have everything stood up and then it all falls down. And we are constantly in a state of silently and secretly questioning ourselves. And we're reading this book, by the way, that's called The Power of Now. And we also follow, what's your guy's name?
Muji.
We follow Muji. So we as a couplepreneur, we're always looking for inspiration, and we always look for, we're very intrigued by intellect and insight. So my point is, in case you don't know, study up on this. Inside of you, people who study The Power of Now consider that you are actually two. You're existing as two. There's you that's driving the bus, and then there's the mind, okay? And the mind is the thing that talks to you. So I know this is going to sound weird, so try to follow me, but there's you doing the actions, and there's the heart, and there's the mind. Think about it like that. There's your heart, and then there's your mind, okay? Heart and soul versus mind. The mind is very judgmental, very critical. The mind is that thinking being thing that tries to talk you out of stuff, even when the heart wants to do it. That's why you hear songs. Jill Scott had a song that said, "Why does my body ignore what my mind says?" They're always operating, sometimes in conflict, and they're not in unison. My point is this: on this journey, you have a dream and a vision, but because you're told no, you have the opposition of outside, and then you have the mind constantly talking. All right, so hopefully somebody feels me on that. My point is that on this journey, you've continued to question yourself, and rather than stay steadfast despite the obstacle, you keep turning and changing and looking for new validation and sitting down and you know, just kind of going through that whole syndrome of second guessing and questioning. And so what happens is this: it makes an amazing story, but the story only matters when you arrive to your destination. Okay? Because what some people fail to realize is that life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. It's very, very deep. Life is happening for you. Sometimes we go through things and we start to question God, and we start to question why me and why this and that. And it's all developing you. It is really about the journey, and you're going to have one hell of an amazing story when you reach the destination point. However, there are a lot of people who go through the journey, and at some point they get off on the exit. They quit. They give it up, hang it up. Whether it's, I'm done. I'm done with entrepreneurship. I'm done with this vision. I'm just going to sit down. It's not worth it. And they sit it down, and it collects dust, and they don't finish. And then they turn around and they try to tell somebody else a half-baked story. Now, let me set this up for you, because with us having children, a full household, and some of those are 20-year-olds and 19-year-olds and younger kids, we are not just couplepreneurs, but we're parents who try to lead by example. So I'll give it to you like this. You're on your way to an amazing party. Okay, you're on your way to an absolutely amazing party. You can't wait to get there. Your friend has been talking about this party all year. It's the party of the year. It's an all-white party, so you're going to wear white linen. And so what you do is you iron up your linen. You're ready to go. You're jazzed up. While you was ironing, you even got the music on, because, you know, some of us like to put on hype music to get us excited for what we're getting ready to do. And then you step outside, and the first thing that you see is that it's pouring down raining. So you walk out the house with your keys, and you're like, man, it's raining. I got on my good white. I just ironed everything. So the first thing you're looking to do is dodge the rain. Obstacle 1. Okay. So you successfully dodge the rain to run to your car. And when you get to the driver's side door, you notice that the tire is flat. Obstacle 2. So now you have a decision. You could either say, forget it, I'm not going to the party, which I think would be totally weak. If you wanted to go, then make it happen, right? Or you can take off the shirt or whatever, change the tire, or if you're like me, call my honeydew here and ask him to do it. But my point is, so now obstacle 2, you get the tire change, okay? So you fix that obstacle, you put back on your white, and you head over across town to your friend's house. You're super excited about it, but it's raining. And then what happens next is that you get pulled over by the police, right? I think this is obstacle 3 now. You get pulled over and you're like, oh man, really? So at this point you're running late, but you're still looking forward to the party. So you get out, so the policeman or woman comes, and they issue you a ticket because you were speeding. Why were you speeding? Because you were in a rush now to make up the time that you lost. So you're speeding, you get this ticket, and after you get this ticket, you find out it's a $250 ticket, so that doesn't make you feel good, right? And so now that he leaves, you go to start up the car, and the car won't start. And you're like, are you kidding?
You have some trouble.
It's clearly a troublesome night. Now, at this point, you have a decision to make. You could just outright turn around and say, you know what? I wasn't even meant to go. This is ridiculous. Some of us would say at that point, I just was not meant, because guess what we do? I listen to the signs, right? Clearly the universe doesn't want me at this party, so I'm just going to go home. You could do that. Or you were looking forward to it. You were so excited about this party, you could taste it. So you, all right, persevere through it. You get out, you call whoever to come pick you up at this point. And while you're on the outside of your car, calling someone to pick you up, other cars are coming by and they splash your all-white outfit. Now at this point, you are probably through. Okay, so now your outfit is splashed, your car's not running, you got a ticket, you're running late, you get where I'm going with this. But what I'm saying to you is, you are getting ready to be the life of the party if you can make it. You know why? Because you have one hell of an amazing story. But it only matters if you show up to tell it. So watch this. So someone comes and picks you up, and you are totally trashed. Your white outfit is trashed, but you're just miles away from your friend's house. And so now you get to the friend's house. And when you get there, right? People say, oh my gosh, what? So the girls are saying, oh my God. The guys are like, dude, right? And you are like, let me tell you what happened to me, right? And the moment you walk in and you begin to tell what happened, people are interested. They're captivated. They're like, tell them what happened to you. Hey, come here, look at, right? So now everyone is interested. Everyone is captivated. And whether you realize it or wanted it or not, you are the life of the party because you have the best story. Now, here's when it doesn't matter. If you had went through all of that and then decided to go back home and you never made it to the party, your story doesn't matter. I'm going to say it again. If you never made it to the party, everything you went through was in vain. It didn't matter. And what happens is the next day when your friend calls you and says, oh, we had the best time. What happened? We thought you were coming, right? When you try to say, because you will try to say, oh man, let me tell you what happened to me. Your friend's going to be like, oh man, sorry about that. Well, listen, wait a minute. You just discounted. I'm trying to get you to understand. The point is this. No one cares if you didn't make it. If you went through all of that, it doesn't have the same impact. It doesn't touch people the same way because what they really, really care about is the fact that you went through all of that and you still made it to tell your story. If you don't ever make it to the party to tell your story, everything you went through really only matters to you. This is why when people are paid to speak, the story only matters when they overcame the obstacle. The story matters when you made it to the finish line. I want the person who went through that and made it to come speak to my group. I want to pay you for your story. You guys, we talked earlier this week about 127 hours, okay? The reason why that real life story, by the way, go look it up. It's an amazing story. The reason why that made it to the box offices and did wonderfully is because the gentleman who got caught hiking, remember he was hiking in the mountains, he fell like 45 feet down to a crevice. No one knew where he was. The boulder had his arm, I think, pinned up against the rock. The man had to cut off his arm to save his life. Can you imagine? No anesthetics, no nothing. He had to cut off his arm to free himself. The reason why it made headline news and it became a box office hit was because he cut off his arm, he saved his own life by hiking back, and he showed back up to tell the story. Do you know if he had died and perished there, there would be no story other than, oh, poor John, another victim, right? The story matters when you show up to tell it. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. A lot of us are going through things, and we are giving up halfway, and we are trying to get credit for the, well, you know, I tried. You did try, but you had it in you to keep on.
Yes, that is true at all times.
And it's not too late to pick back up. That's the thing. A lot of people will tell the story. Have you ever heard someone tell the story, honey? And they told you in past tense, like, yeah, that's what I did. So, and you're sitting there waiting for, well, why didn't you finish? Have you ever asked somebody, like, what happened? And they're like, well, you know, I don't know.
Well, you get the name. You know, I tell you what, and this is the time where I will say something just like this. We wouldn't know Rosa Parks if she would have got off the bus. Yeah, you know I got to say that. But seriously though,
say that again, babe.
We wouldn't know Rosa Parks if she got off the bus. You know what? Really, it goes back to you know, just having that endurance to finish and go through those obstacles. Because like you said, the story doesn't matter. Everyone that we can speak on, you know, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Eric Thompson, you know, the list goes on, you know, Larry Brown, you know, you listen to all these speakers, and what's the most intriguing part is the story of how they got to where they are.
Yes.
That's why you're there. That's why you paid money to come and see him. You like hearing that struggle to riches story. Everybody loves the rags to riches story. Yep. We love to hear the struggle. And make sure that we're on time with everything that we're doing in life. Basically, like, we like to know that if we're going through a struggle, that it was part of the process. It's not just us. But like you say, what does it even matter
if you don't show up to tell it?
If I didn't complete the task,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But Terry made a good point. Terry said that people don't quit the journey because they're tired. People quit the journey because they lost sight of why they started. In my opinion, I know you have an opinion about that too. So Terry, I feel like that's very true, but I feel like people need to be reminded. The moment, have you ever taken someone, because this happens to me all the time, who used to have a passion and they talk about it in past tense, and so they're telling you about it in the past tense, and you're sitting waiting, and so then you say, well, what happened? Right? You're waiting for like the cliffhanger, you're waiting for the end, and they say, well, I just got tired, or I don't know. And then the fastest way to reignite them is to say, well, why did you start it to begin with? What was it that you saw or didn't see that needed to happen that you were trying to fix? If you can get them to reinstate again their original why, you will see their eyes light up. You will see an excitement like none other. And I know that for a fact, because even on my hardest struggle days, when I'm personally going through something or feeling like something's not working or questioning, I remember my why. And guess what? My why will always be relevant. Even though I might lose, the steam to keep it going, when I remember why I did it, I also remember my why still hasn't changed. My reason why in 2015 is still relevant in 2017. It will be relevant in 2020. And so if you can get me to talk about why I started, the original question for me when people ask me, and I'm just, speaking from my perspective, why did you leave corporate? The first thing I say is, well, corporate America was fine, but I just felt like I was living in a box. I felt like I had more. I had learned all of the skills and all of the things, and I felt like there's a million people in corporate America being program managers or project managers, but I wanted to do something outside of my inbox, and I wanted to reach the masses. And so even if I look at today, should I go back to corporate? Then I negate my original reason why. And my original reason why is still relevant. I wanted to own my time. I wanted to say when I got up, when I left, what I did, where I could travel. I didn't want to ask for permission to be great, to excel. I couldn't do that to my highest and best capacity. And if I went back today, my why is still relevant. I still can't do that. So if you can get people to remember their original reason why. And Terry said, as I said, they lost their why factor. Yes, Terry, and we're saying you remind them, and so the way to overcome that is to remind them of why. Have them, and not you remind them, ask them what was the reason why.
But even deeper than that, I'll take it a step deeper. Sometimes you lose your way or lose sight of your why because of the experience that you are having. If you're trying to get something off the ground, and of course capital is always a problem that many business owners face. They want capital to reach a certain height. You're going through that, and life is happening to you. Things are falling down around you. It's very easy to get off track. But like we say, that story that you have going through that and getting to that end result, that story becomes so valuable at the end. I love hearing the story about, it was a millionaire that was talking about how his car got repossessed and how he tried to hide the car when all this was going on. Why did I love to hear that story? It's because it showed me that at one point in time, before you was way up there that we now watch you,
right,
you was going through the same everyday problems, and even worse than some of the average Americans.
And that's what I mean. That's a very good point. That's what I mean when I say this story is not happening to you, it's happening for you to bless someone else through. Your story has the ability to impact others. There's always going to be someone else who's going to walk a similar path as you, that you are going through something so you can turn around and inspire others. So that's why when people say, why is this happening to me? It's happening for you to utilize to reach or touch or inspire someone else. So Kat said something. Kat said sometimes people get stuck and don't know how to move forward.
I got you on that one. But
yes.
Let me use an example. How many of you have been stuck, like in your car, like been stuck in a ditch, ran off, or whatever the case may be,
I have.
And in the process of you being stuck, I'm talking about stuck, you press the gas, the tire goes, zzz,
yes.
I'm talking about it's no moving.
Right.
How did you get out?
I think if I remember correctly, and I was little, it wasn't me, we were in a car, and I think people got out and pushed the car.
Woo! Say it again.
People got out and pushed the car, honey.
When you're stuck and you don't know how to move forward, sometimes you have to seek other means to help you push out of the situation you're in.
Yes.
That might be strategic planning. That might be counseling. That might be mentoring. That might be whatever it calls for. But sometimes being stuck and settling for being stuck is two different things.
Ooh, wait a minute. Can you please say that again for anyone who just joined? You got to restate, honey. That DI clearance is blowing in the dark.
Yeah, I'm good for at least one a day. So, but I said being stuck and settling for being stuck is two different things.
Oh, gosh, that's so
Everybody, all of us get stuck.
We all, it's a part of the process. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're going in. See, the only reason let me tell you why people get stuck.
Yeah, why do they get stuck, honey?
People get stuck, and I'm going to take it back to the car. You're driving in an area where it haven't been drove before. It's uneven.
You better.
It's uneven territory. It might be a little mud over there. It might be some holes because no other vehicle has went through there. So when your vehicle go through there, it's the first one making the path. So therefore, it has a little rougher road. It gets stuck. And you have to maneuver it. But guess what? After you get out, and they done put some gravel or something right there. The next cars that come through, so they're not gonna get stuck like you.
You're paving the way.
Yeah, so therefore you're gonna get stuck in a place that no one has been driving.
I don't have no.
So therefore sometimes you're gonna have to get pushed and pulled and twisted through to make that pathway.
Wow, that is so. Kat, I know that resonates, and I wanna, honey, you are just. Did I tell you I love you today?
Oh, no. But yes, you did.
Okay.
We said it, everybody.
Okay.
And I love you too, dear.
Thank you. But I want to say this real quick. Everyone has moments, whether you want to call it stuck or not. We have moments because the mind is constantly speaking, Kat. When we are on a mission, it would be absurd to think that it's going to be an open, easy highway with no delays, right? It's absurd. And isn't it always when you're in a rush to get to wherever you are headed that there are unforeseen delays in traffic, right? That's just part of it. It wouldn't be the journey without that. And so we're going to get frustrated. We're going to sometimes question, why did I take this way? Right? We all do it. We're headed somewhere. We got to be there at a certain time, or at least we tell ourselves we got to be there at this time. We take a route that we think is going to get us there faster, and then we're on this route, and at the time we thought it was the best decision, right? So we made this decision, we started trekking forward towards the journey, and then we hit some delays and we immediately start questioning, why did I even take this way? As opposed to the other way that you didn't know and you still don't know what's going on over there. But we start questioning it. And so remembering why, and sometimes even when you can't remember, you've got to have someone to remind you of why. And I like what Terry said. Terry said that's why he surrounds himself around people that can remind him and can be a partnering team to him. So you're in a good place, obviously, Kat, because you have us to remind you. But if you've ever listened to someone speak about their dream and it feels like it got deferred or they put it down, ask them why they started. What was it that when you first decided to do this, what was it you were thinking? What were you trying to accomplish? Why did you do it? If you can get them to talk about why they started, you will see them light up like Christmas lights, okay? Jerry says, can you read that, baby?
Our issue is a book written with one of my pencils for someone else to read, and we are just a character in the book.
Oh, so deep.
That is true. It's like we all go back and forth through that stuck mentality, success mentality. I know when I was doing music, I used to quit every year.
Oh yeah.
And it became it became a big thing to where even people knew. When I said, man, they said, man, you doing music this year? I'll be like, man, I ain't doing that. They said, yeah, you quit every year.
Somebody actually said that?
Yeah. I done went to the extent of waking up early in the morning, taking all of my instruments, laying it out on the driveway, and say, yard sale. I am not playing no more. Wow. And 30 minutes after somebody had bought most of my stuff, I'm like, wait.
What was I thinking?
Now I got to go rebuy it all again because, I quit.
Yeah.
I give up because of a frustration. Maybe that Saturday night or that Sunday I didn't make the money that I thought. You know, the club came up short, so we couldn't get paid. And I'm like, man, this ain't even worth it to me. But I thought about it. I wasn't playing for the money. I played because I love to play.
I'm gonna say that's a very, very great story and analogy, babe. I'm gonna say this too, because Terry said something about being careful who you let in your head. We talk about this all the time. For me, I have a situation where it took me 10 years to write the first book. I think you remember we talked about it on one of our episodes. And so the book was The Velvet Whisper. I originally got a dream to write this book in 1998. Do you know it was not until 2010 that it got published? It got finished in 2008. So that was 10 years, 98 to 2008. And then I finally got it published in 2010. Let me tell you why it took 10 years. Some of it was totally my fault for just life happened, right? Moving from place to place, trying to figure it out. I was in my 20s. But the real reason why I put it down is I let someone get in my head. So this is what I want to say to you. Some of you have a vision and a dream, and you're very, very clear around what that looks like. But the problem is we trusted prematurely to the wrong people. What happened for me is in my most excited phase of writing the book, my problem is that back then I was seeking validation. So I would write a chapter and I would send it to 10 people. Read this, look what I did, read this. And they'd be like, okay. And I didn't ask. I didn't even do a prerequisite on who I was sending it to. I was just so excited looking for validation that I would write a chapter, send it. Write a chapter, send it, right? And I had gotten to chapter 3, and I was just sending it, not protecting my work, and I was looking for, let me know what you think. Do you like it? And the problem with that approach, which is why you should never write the book and edit it at the same time, because that chances are you won't finish. You are not designed to write and edit all in the same stroke. Write the book already, get it out of you, and then go back. It's a secondary process. But anyway, so my point was this. I had gotten to chapter 3, and it was called The Velvet Whisper, romance novel, urban romance novel. And I was getting so much feedback. I had so many people in my head. I would change this. Well, I would change this. Well, I would do this. And I was like, oh, okay. So here I was rewriting it according to all this feedback, people who didn't understand the big picture, right? And imagine if you've got 10 people across 3 chapters, right, giving you all of this feedback and edit. You're editing the vision before it even has a chance to grow and unfold. So what really did it, I'll never forget, is when I got to chapter 3, vulnerable and naive and much younger, I got some feedback that was so harsh. And this is why you have to be so careful. I got some feedback from someone, and he doesn't know this. He will never know that the feedback he gave me made me put the book down for years. This is why you have to be careful. In my most excited period of writing this book, I got to chapter 3, and he had reviewed all chapters simultaneously. He said, this don't even make no sense. And he gave me a long list of all the stuff that was wrong with it. And I don't even think I told him how I felt, but I read it and I was like, oh, I just got to start over. And I remember just shutting the book down. I didn't write anymore, and that was in 2005, and it would take me from 2005 all the way to about 2008 to actually pick it back up and tell myself I don't need anyone's validation. I don't need credit. I'm going to start this book over from what's inside of my heart. I'm not going to share it with anyone but a writing buddy that I had assigned to do it with me. And we got the book out. We finalized it, and it went on to become a film, and it did great things. So my point is, Terry's right. Don't let people get in your head, especially too early, especially people who don't even understand you and rock with you like that. You got to be careful.
You know, I'll tell you what, y'all did a perfect segue into something I wanted to be a subject line anyway.
What is that, honey?
See, now I'm going to bring it up. Now, see, this is divine intervention. You and Terry really segue into my segment, and since we're coming up on the last couple of minutes, this is perfect.
Now, y'all know I don't have any idea what he's getting ready to say.
Subject line. Advice versus opinion.
You better speak on it.
See, this is a perfect segue. You know, I was talking about this, and I really wanted to speak on advice versus opinion. What's the difference between... No.
Okay.
If I was easy...
Y'all just...
They don't expect me to be easy. They know I'm going to be over the top. I'm going to pow, I'm going to hit it. Y'all know this already. So just be expecting it. Advice is something given to another to help them grow and advance.
It's like counsel.
Yes, that's advice. Hey, I did this before. This would be a good way for you. I'm going to introduce you. I'm going to show you how to do this right here.
That is
so
deep.
I can help you get out here a little bit further, faster.
Yeah, advice.
That's advice. Because I see you might have been, you might have been over here. Opinion.
Well, I think.
Girl, if you put your hair on the other side, more people might watch this video.
That's so silly.
Because, that's the way you should look on your video.
Okay.
That's opinion. I know somebody's getting uncomfortable. Advice should be shared as it empowers the person that you're talking to. Opinion, unless you really come from a place where you can actually validate what you are giving, meaning that you have lived it, walked it, talked it. But then if you did all that, it would be advice.
Right.
Opinion in somebody else's business and structure of their business should really be kept to yourself unless you are putting money in their pocket.
Unless you're giving them a brick to build.
Yes. Advice versus opinion. Terry was saying it best. You don't need to be in my ear with your opinion for my business.
Oh goodness.
Professional or non-professional. Too many people allow people to speak to them based on their opinion, based on what they are doing.
Wait, you need to say that again. Say it again, baby.
I said too many people are allowing other people to basically place an opinion on their business and how they are building their business. That what stunts your growth in business, because you listen to everybody's opinion. The people that's giving you an opinion probably do not even have a business or haven't even aspired to even be anything other than average, because most average people, they are the ones that give the most opinions. People that are above average give other people advice.
I'm gonna say this. This is so. Come, babe. Let me give you some dap on that. All right. So let me say this real quick. I always say that if you buy someone else's opinion, you then have to buy their lifestyle. What I'm saying is, you're not qualified for me to receive your opinion wholeheartedly if I don't see you living like, acting like, leading like. Everybody has this, right? But good morning, William. Everybody has this, but when you buy someone's opinion, you have to then turn around and buy their lifestyle. So if you tell me not to reach for the stars, if you tell me I can't do it, if you tell me I shouldn't do it, right? Whatever it is, the limiting beliefs, I'm going to turn around and look at what you have and what you're doing. And I always ask myself, are you qualified? Are you giving me advisement, counsel, or is it opinion? And so you do have to be extremely careful. You and I talk about this all the time. So again, if someone is giving you their opinion, immediately buy into their lifestyle. Are you satisfied with the way that they're living? Are they qualified to give you that advice? Or even advice. Are you qualified to give me advice and or opinion? And so it is true that you have to, I know people who want to tell you how to make six figures and they never made six figures. Let me assure you, I've made six figures and run circles around it. So, I'm not trying to be cocky, but I want to go on record and say, check my record. I have made it. I am qualified to tell you what it looks like, what it feels like, and how to get there. Even in corporate America, I was doing this before. I didn't just wake up like this. I did just wake up like this, but I didn't just wake up one day and say, oh, I'm going to be a coach. My entire track record in corporate was coaching people through career strategies to make more money, was taking entry-level people, showing them that you are worth more. If you add this and say this, you can do it. It's no different on this side. So I love when people come for us and ask questions, because I'm very clear and I don't hide. We're very transparent. You can check our resume, capability statement, and I'm going to ask you, when you are working with a professional, don't be afraid to ask for their capability statement for their public business resume. Advice or opinion. We're in this as a business because it's counsel, it's coaching. It is not opinion-based. Opinion-based is hobby, is click-clatter, is chatter, right? So
no, I'm sorry, but a 50, 60-year-old fry server at McDonald's can't tell me how to build something. I'm not saying that the person can't give me wisdom. Now,
right.
wisdom is that's a totally different thing. You say, well, you disrespect. No, you can give me wisdom, but far as in where I'm trying to go, what can I look at you for that information?
Right.
I'm just saying that,
yeah,
you have to at least be in a position. So I can talk to you about being a business owner for over 10 years and not clocking in on somebody's paycheck or pay scale. I can talk to you about that. Not that I think it's better than what you do. I'm just saying I can talk to you from that because I've been there, do that, and things of that nature. And that's not an opinion.
Yeah.
So therefore, you have to be careful on who you're listening to, how they're speaking in your ear. You have to determine, is this advice or is it an opinion? And you have to be able to quickly dump it, because if you let it set on your mind too much, you're going to get stuck.
You will. And babe, is it okay? I want to circle. I'm not saying I'm going to close with this, but I'm going to end with this because for my part, because I think this is really powerful. We shared with you guys more than just couplepreneurs. We're parents. We're leaders. We believe in contributing into the youth, giving back. We have children, all right? And the oldest boy is 20. And he's going to be so embarrassed if he knows I'm telling. But I'm going to tell the high level story. So as he was embarking on his journey to move out, I think we've all been there if we have young adult children, we were preparing him for the move out. So I say to him, Kenyon, I say, this is what you need to do, A, B, and C. And y'all know as parents, we both have to often remind them that for a living, we do business strategies and growth strategies and marketing strategies. So how come our kids don't respect it? Who knows? So we're telling our kid, the 20-year-old, listen, here are some critical next steps you should take to prepare for your move out. And I lay it out, and there are 3 things that I say that he should do. And some of this conversation is around a credit card, okay? And understanding his credit. So what happens next is all that week I go and check in. Ken, did you do it? Did you do it? And so Ken says to me, and it's the funniest thing when you have kids who just really need to check your record. They don't know what you do. He comes back to me, and at this point, he works at a sporting goods shop. Now, understand this 20-year-old of ours works at a sporting goods shop alongside of nice, big, grown adults, right? 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds, and they all work in like the shoe department or the fishing rods, right? And so he comes home, and I say to him, so son, how did it turn out? And he says, because they all have that like little, somebody advised me that I shouldn't do that. I said, you remember? So my face. I said, excuse me? And he said, yeah, I hope you don't mind, Mom, but I got some other opinions. And I said, really? You got some other opinions on the strategy steps that I gave you? I do this for a living. People pay for this, right? And I was trying not to be in my feelings because this is your kids. You just want to. And he said, I hope you don't mind, but I asked some of the people I work with, and they said that I should apply. It was whatever it was bad. It was bad. So he said, they told me to apply here, so I applied, and I got denied. And I just wanted to slap him silly because I was like, this is why I told you to do it this way. I'm giving you advisement. I'm not giving you an opinion. They are not qualified. They are not qualified to tell you the strategy steps that I just gave you. Why? Because I lived it. I've done it. We have these things to prove. Not that I have to prove anything to you, son. You live here in our home, but look at what I've done. Let my resume speak for itself. Let my results speak for themselves. And you dare turn around and ask somebody who is 50, who works in a fishing rod department with you, what you should do, as opposed to the advice, the counsel I gave you. You took an opinion over the good counsel that I gave you. Now you're in a situation where you got to go backwards and restart. Good for you. I'm glad you learned that lesson. Next time, come back for me when you're ready for some advisement and counsel. So that thing just, can y'all tell I still feel it?
Yeah, you feel, I understand.
Kids.
Because, and I'll add on, opinion versus advice. That pride thing and knowing where you come from because you have done it and you give your words to someone else that's on the come up,
Yes.
you feel good about that.
Yes.
And the other person that receives it, they feel good about hearing it. See, opinion, your ears will reject that noise.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be surprised how many opinions we face constantly.
Every day.
You know, opinions that has no merit in anything that I'm doing. But anyway, you know,
Tell us how you really feel. Honey.
yeah, well, you know, I don't care about your opinions, you know, and I'm saying, I'm not being mean. I'm giving everyone that thing. I feel like all of us that's striving to be above average should not listen to people's opinions. We can respect them. You can be cordial. Oh, thank you. What, DeMario? I think you too silly on this show. Oh, well, thank you. And tomorrow when you're watching it, I'm going to be just that much more silly. See, look at you. You, see.
Go ahead.
But anyway,
so, thank you.
Those are opinions. Y'all, these are things that sometimes, things that needs to be said should be said. Anybody that know me, that I used to have this radio show back in the day, and I was called the Mad Black Man. That was my character on air. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
That was my character on the radio show, and I used to bring up all the stuff that makes people mad. I used to love that. So you know, I'm just kind of throwing that back out there to people to understand opinions versus advice. So therefore, we are in the business of advice. Love to give you advice, strategy, and digital marketing. You can go now to whatsyoursecretsauce.com and find out your sauce.
Please find out your sauce. It'll help you to be more competitively, to operate more competitively in the field that you are already in.
Terry, don't get me started.
Don't.
Actually,
Terry,
they have a show.
Terry,
they don't have a show.
Okay.
They secretly watching this one.
So, at this point, we thank you all for tuning in. Please help us by sharing this video. Tag this video. We talked about some pretty interesting things today. You guys spoke back to us, and we love you for it. We do Good Morning Success every single day at 8 o'clock a.m. Eastern, and now you can catch us at goodmorningsuccesstv.com. You can see
all
our
the replays.
23 episodes.
We need to get up to about 10,000 subscribers.
Yes. So thank you. We love you guys very much. And until next time, stay on the grow with Dawn Nicole and
DeMario.
Love you. Take care.